Caleb Williams is the most hated player in the NFL. And it's not particularly close. For a while, it was Jalen Hurts. He was getting no respect. But at this point, it is Caleb Williams by a long shot. Now, could you argue he's an overly emotional quarterback? Sure. There have been multiple instances you can point to and say Caleb Williams acted in a very emotional way. Are there things that he does that are quote-unquote abnormal, for a lack of better terminology? Sure. Paints his nails. Not something I do. But again, who am I to judge, and who are you to judge what a grown man does with his life? That's not what this podcast is about. This is a football podcast, and I care about performance and production on the field. As far as I'm concerned, Caleb Williams had a successful rookie season. Just because it wasn't 12-5 and a conference championship appearance doesn't mean it was a failure and he's a bust. So let's scratch that right away. I don't know where this expectation of immediate success for rookie quarterbacks came from, but I'm not entertaining it. I thought Caleb Williams had at least an average, if not above average, rookie season. Since training camp started, the media has been all over Caleb Williams. They won't let him go. All this negativity since day one of training camp. Got booted off the field with the first team offense on day one. Media ate him alive. Now it's the new training camp clip. The media is obsessed with the training camp clip of Caleb Williams and the throwing net. I've never seen such obsession over a practice rep. I don't get it. Why do we care so much about one singular rep that happened during practice where you fail multiple times? You don't think Brady, Mahomes, Rodgers have ever failed? Any of the greats have ever failed at any point? You think it's all been perfect along the way? Have you ever failed? More than once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 100 times over. That's the nature of the beast. That's what happens when you play football. That's what happens when you do anything in life. All I see is negativity surrounding Caleb Williams. It started off when he was drafted, and it's carried on throughout last season and now into the new training camp. And the coverage on this training camp clip is beyond me. I'm honestly shocked. I can't believe it. I don't know why we let a single training camp clip define who a player is going to be. I find it hard to believe there haven't been moments where Ben Johnson has watched Caleb Williams and been impressed and extremely happy with his performance, his read progression, his arm, his accuracy, all of the above. All I see are negative reports on Caleb Williams. Nothing ever positive, because the media thrives off negativity. That's what gets clicks. That's what gets engagement. Positivity, it just isn't fun. It's not cool. But when we can bash on a player over and over and over, that's what drives up the engagement. And it's cool, right? You get a few likes, get a few comments, get some people watching the show. I understand. I'm not a fool. I run a podcast. I get it. It feels really good. But you're destroying your legitimacy as a media influencer when you buy into these ridiculous narratives that have nothing to do with the regular season and a player's career. What does that training camp clip tell you about Caleb Williams? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It doesn't. I've failed so many times playing football. I've failed so many times already in my life doing other things, and I will for the rest of my lifetime. Imagine you had a camera following you every single day, and it was posted only your negative clips. It just so happened to be that there was somebody recording, posted it to social media, and now Caleb Williams has been feasted on for the last few days. And like, I think it's sick. I don't get it. And the part I also don't get is he's a second-year quarterback. He's got so much time to improve and grow and mature. There's no ticking time clock or ticking time bomb on Caleb Williams. He's got at least a few more years before we have to make a true judgment and assessment on his play and his future in Chicago. The Bears just got Ben Johnson, one of the brightest minds in football right now offensively. They revamped the offensive line. The defense is good. The weapons are great. Give Caleb Williams some time. He's gone already through a coaching change. He's had 3 head coaches now in 2 years as an NFL player. Like, is it ridiculous to ask to just be patient? Like, it's shocking to me. It's crazy. I think the Bears are building something really special. And just because it's taking a few years doesn't mean we should throw all this negativity and this backlash and this criticism on the young quarterback who has so much talent. There's a reason Caleb Williams was a first-round draft pick. There's a reason Caleb Williams was the number 1 overall pick last year. He separated himself in college from his counterparts. Now, of course, I will admit it doesn't always translate to the NFL, but all I'm saying, Caleb Williams had a very good, very impressive, very encouraging rookie season. Give it some time and stop hating for no reason. If you're at training camp for the entirety of August and you watch every single rep of Caleb Williams and you don't have any bias and you give a legitimate take and assessment on his performance, I will for sure take that into account. Absolutely, because I'm not there. But I'll tell you something. It is very, very easy, again, to be negative about a player and look at the bad reps. It's very hard to look at the positivity in things, especially when you're being beaten down day after day after day by the media. I think we should be a little bit more positive around Caleb Williams. All he's done is show a little bit of promise last year. And yes, like, there was a step he needed to take up to the NFL. We knew he did a lot of on-the-run stuff in college. We knew he did a lot of post-snap, figuring things out, running around a little bit too much. We knew that about Caleb Williams. We knew he was an improviser, and he could do excellent things when he moved around and bought time for himself, and most of the time that might not work in the NFL. That's going to take some time to adapt, to adjust to. But last year, he had Matt Eberflus, defensive coach, who probably didn't give him the support and didn't allow him to grow like Ben Johnson will. Give it some time. Stop hating on Caleb Williams. It's unnecessary. It's unneeded, uncalled for. Let the man ball out, and you will soon see why he was the number 1 pick last season.